Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today we are talking about missiles. Missiles in Battle Operations 2 usually pack a tremendous punch, but with a downside. Their slow speed makes them difficult to hit. But that's if they only fly straight. The missiles on today's mobile suit don't just fly forwards, they fly vertically down or even steer. This is the mobile suit whose missiles you cannot run away from. The 450 cost general type, Ga Zowmn. Now we're not taking out the Gazome randomly today, even though I have to admit that's something I like to do a lot. Today we're taking it out because it just got some buffs in the new 30 mobile suit adjustment patch, and with it, a new weapon that is actually surprisingly convenient. Let's start straight with the new weapon in this patch, the 9-tube missile pod transformed. And unlike most missiles that fly forwards, these missiles fly straight down. Firing 18 missiles directly beneath the Gazome, this new weapon is designed just for ground targets, and it is indeed very good at that. Not only do they do a whopping 7,200 damage on full hit, but each hit also comes with 35% stagger, meaning just 3 hits is enough to stop most targets, and the rest will naturally land as well. But the biggest benefit this new missile brings is the angle it covers. On traditional transforming mobile suits, there are 2 areas you can't hit, directly above and directly below. Once you flew too far and got someone directly below you, you have to do a full 360 to get your guns on him again. But with the new missiles, the Gazome has no such problem. If your enemy is directly below, just open up the bomb bay and they're in deep trouble. This makes the Gazome a very unique and actually very easy to use transformation attacker. All you have to do is to start with your beam guns to get the first stagger, then look at the radar and fire the missiles when you're directly above an enemy. In the new patch, the Gazome is also given the skill Transformation Optimizer level 1, reducing the thruster consumption when transforming by 25%. Now you have plenty of time to get yourself directly above the enemy. But of course, these new missiles aren't the missiles the Gazome is most famous for. When talking about the Gazome, we must talk about the missiles that steer. Now that we're in mobile suit form, this time the same 9-tube missile pods fire missiles that follow your aiming reticle. Unloading up to 18 missiles at once just like before, the total damage is a bit lower at 4,500, but this time, they never miss. As long as you put your cursor on the enemy, they're almost guaranteed to take the full 18 hits. Together with the high stagger accumulation of 20% per hit, it takes less than a second for these missiles to get an accumulated stagger. You may even want to split the 18 size mag into 2 smaller bursts, just so you can get more stagger out of the same magazine. After all, you're not there for the damage, as this weird mobile suit has more melee attack than range. The performance of these missiles are incredible, but other than the mediocre damage, there's another problem that could not be compensated by the overwhelming stagger potential: the reload time. While these missiles are good, it came with a very long reload time of 15 seconds. That means if you don't squeeze in some transformation attacks, there's a lot of time where you're fiddling your fingers around waiting for the missiles to reload. And no, the Gazome didn't have the missiles that fired downwards, so even your transformation attacks are quite awkward. This has put the Gazome in a weird position. It needed to do something while the missiles are reloading, but transforming only gave it 1 extra beam gun, and it's not great at melees either with only 1 instant stagger. Together with the mediocre defense, no transformation optimizer, and no damage control when transformed, sometimes you'd just rather sit at the back and do nothing. This is why the new downwards firing missiles and extra fuel economy are such a great help, but we're not stopping there. With the newest adjustment patch, the speed of the missiles are increased to make them even easier to hit, and the reload time is reduced from 15 seconds to 12 seconds only. Together with the custom pass, you can cut it down to 11 seconds. Now we can unleash the missiles to our heart's content. At last, we should also talk about the other weapons on the Ga Zowmn. The main weapon of the Ga Zowmn is the Hyper Knuckle Buster, as the only instant stagger on this mobile suit, needless to say, is good for any purpose. But with only a shared magazine between mobile suit and mobile armor form, this weapon gets used a lot and dries up even quicker. Luckily, it comes with a reload instead of a heat gauge, so the quick reloaders we already use for the missiles also benefits this weapon. After hitting someone with the Hyper Knuckle Buster, the best follow-up is the Arm Beam Gun. In mobile suit form, this is fired from your right arm for 25% stagger per hit, and in mobile armor form, both arm fires at once. They each have their own heat gauge, but while you don't mind overheating the one in mobile armor form, you don't want to do that in mobile suit form. Keeping it ready means you always have a stagger in case both your Knuckle Buster and missiles are still reloading. Enemy raid type spotted, and here we show why the new missiles are good. Instead of flying in for a ram attack, drop the missiles from just above his head and we can't be downed by the strong stagger on his scythe. Then with a perfectly calculated glide, we go just far enough to land on the other building, and we're safe from the deadly 2 melee weapons on the Gym Striker. He desperately tries to reach us by jumping up, but unfortunately a broken shield means he's back down on the ground, and with no dead zone, that's a missile double whammy together with the Jeddah. Give him a peek to check out how it went. Yeah, that hurt a lot. Final 40 seconds and we just have to keep our ace alive, and the Ga Zowmn sure is good at that. With extremely high stagger potential on nearly every weapon, there's nothing the Ga Zowmn can't stop as long as it's not reloading. In fact, thanks to the steering capability, the missiles in mobile suit form are the best anti-air I've seen, almost guaranteeing a drop to anyone who dares to take to the skies. Enemy Gym Striker going in for the kill again. There's no way we don't have stagger accumulation with the beam guns, but our ASL just made us miss every single shot. If there's an option that lets us turn off ASL, I'd definitely do that. Good thing we can still get the kill despite the angle thanks to the new missiles, and this was far enough to make us lose the game. That was the Ga Zowmn, the mobile suit whose missiles don't fly straight. With missiles that steer in any direction and now missiles that hit directly below, there's no dead zone where the Ga Zowmn can't hit. This also made the transformation much easier to use, as we no longer have to risk getting hit by tackles or down attacks. That's it for me today. Don't try to fly in front of the Ga Zowmn anymore, and laters.